Ladies and gentlemen, a great day for everyone. Would anybody here today would like to make sure the safety of your employees? Well, you're at a great hand. I am Paul Danielanes, your host for this day. Welcome to our action. We have here 7 items to show you. I hope you are ready to begin our bidding. As our action starts, let's call Miss Catherine. Catherine K. She will going to sell us a very beautiful package.
Good day everyone. I'm Catherine Ken. I'm going to sell head protection package for you.
The first item is head protection.
The head protection package is an item of personal protective equipment or PPE, which is generally designed to protect the scalp area and sometimes the jaw as well. The face is generally not covered by head protection and eye protection. Nose protection or hearing protection or respiratory protection are separate kinds of PPE, thus are not covered under head protection. Head protection is any equipment that protects the areas from impact, trauma, and burns.
Head injuries are one of the most common causes of fatality. It is important to choose the correct headgear and use it correctly. A common example of head protection is a hard hat. The American National Standard for Industrial Head Protection or the ANSI or ISEA Z89.1 2014 provides testing and performance standards for industrial helmets or hard hats. The specifications include the optimization for horizontal impact or impact from the top and electrical protection insulation, as well as heat protection. These have supporting straps to keep them in place. Choosing appropriate headgear and training should be done after a risk assessment and safety plan.
So we have here the Class G hats. It will protect your employees against impact penetration. You can also use this against low voltage electrical protection. We also have Class E hats. It is designed for electrical or utility work. It protects against falling objects impact. Electrical protection against high voltage. Last, for the protection of head, we also have the Class C or conductive hats. It is designed for comfort, offers limited protection, protects heads that may bump against fixed objects, does not protect against falling objects or electrical hazards.
Let's start the bidding for our head protection package. You will get all of these at once. It is now open with 500,000 pesos. It will protect our employees or your employees from any head injuries. Do I hear 500,000 from anyone?
500,000.
Any increase on 500,000? 550,000? Anyone?
550,000.
600,000.
700,000.
Any advance on 700,000? Do I hear 750,000 from anyone? No one? For the last time, 700,000. Going once? Going twice? Then to the gentleman in the middle row, the head protection is sold to Mr. Duel Calao. Thank you, Miss Catherine K, for your head protection package. Okay, now let's move on for the personal protective equipment for eyes and face. Let's call Mr. Mark Ivan Magnaye to sell for us the facial protective equipment.
Under the eye and face protection package, it consists of the safety glass, safety goggles, face shields, and welding face shields.
Most of the impact injuries result from flying or falling objects or sparks right in the eye. Most of these objects are smaller than a pinhead and can cause serious injuries such as punctures, abrasions, and concussions.
While working in hazardous area where the worker is exposed to flying objects, fragments, and particles, primary protective devices such as safety spectacles, switch side shields, or goggles must be worn. Secondary protective devices such as face shields are required in conjunction and primary protective devices during severe exposure and impact to hazard.
In terms of personal protective equipment, we have passed the ANSI 287.1 2003 and the American National Standard 287.1 in 1989. We have here the safety glasses, prescription glasses, goggles, face shields, welding shields, and the laser safety goggles.
The items we offer does have ability to protect against workplace hazards. It can also fit to our employees properly and cannot restrict vision and movement. It is durable and cleanable and does not restrict the function of the other PPE.
Firstly, the safety glasses. It is used to protect against moderate impact from particles. Secondly, the prescription glasses. Your employees can use this in performing operations.
Also, the goggles, it protects our eyes and facial area immediately, surrounding the eyes from impacts, dust, and splashes. Also have here the face shield. It protects our face from nuisance, dust, and potential splashes or sprayed of hazardous liquids.
There are also the welding shield that protects our eyes from burns caused by infrared light and intense radiant light.
Lastly, the laser safety goggles, it provides us protection against hazards of lasers.
Let's start the bidding for the eyes and face protection package. It is now open with 650,000 for the package of eyes and face. Do I hear 650,000 from anyone?
650,000.
Any increase on 650,000? 700,000. Anyone?
700,000.
Do I hear 800,000 from anyone? Anyone?
800,000.
950,000.
Any advance on 950,000? Do I hear 1 million from anyone? Anyone? Okay, no one. For the last time, 950,000. Going once. Going twice. Down to the gentleman in the last row. It is sold for Mr. Aldrin Ivan Minao. Bring it in. Thank you, Mr. Mark Ivan Magnar, for selling us this second package. Thank you. Okay, now let's move on. We have here the respiratory protection package. Let's call on Mr. Diwal Calao.
Millions of workers are required to wear respirators in various workplaces throughout the United States. Respirators protect workers against insufficient oxygen in helmets, harmful dust, fogs, smokes, mists, gases, vapors, and sprays. This hazard may cause cancer, lung impairment, diseases, or death. Compliance with the Occupational Safety Hazard Authority respiratory protection standard could avert hundreds of deaths and thousands of illness annually.
We only have here the air purifying and the atmosphere supplying oxygen in the respiratory protection package.
We have the air purifier. It removes contaminants in the air. It contains the respirators, gas mask powder, and air purifier.
Also, the atmosphere supply. It provides the clean, breathable air. We have here the self-contained breathing apparatus or SCBA and the supplied air respirator.
In using this PPE, the employee must conduct tests and the employee is authorized the use of a respirator. A medical evaluation must be provided to determine the ability of your employees to use the respirator.
Also, we need to identify, or we need a physician to identify the and perform the medical evaluations. Everyone must inspect and clean it in order to get to use it again. We can do it through inspecting all respirators for wear and tear before and after its use. Watch it in a detergent clean solution. Disinfect by immersing in a sanitizing solution. And in storing respirators, it must be protected against dust, sunlight, heat, and extreme cold. Also, in excessive moisture and damaging chemicals. It must be stored in position to retain natural configurations. Let's start the bidding for the respiratory protection. It is now open with 500,000 for respiratory protection package. Do I hear 500,000 from anyone?
500,000.
Any increase on 500,000? 600,000? Anyone?
600,000.
Do I hear 700,000 from anyone? Anyone?
700,000.
750,000.
Any advance on 750,000? Do I hear 800,000 from anyone? No one? For the last time, 750,000. Going once? Going twice? To the gentleman in the front. The third item is sold for Mr. Mark Ivan Magnay. Please bring it in. Thank you, Mr. Dewel Calao, for selling us the respiratory protection package. Okay, now let's move on. We have here the fourth item. It is the hearing protection package. Let's hear on Mr. Ivan now for hearing protection package.
Hearing protection is used to reduce or attenuate noise reaching the wearer's ear. And so, to reduce the risk of hearing damage from excessive noise. The effectiveness of hearing protection is often limited by personal and workplace factors, and it can reduce the audibility of warning sounds. For these reasons, hearing protection must be selected and used with care and is not to be used as an alternative to reducing the noise in the workplace. Under this category, you can have the disposable foam plugs, molded earplugs, noise cancelling earplugs, and ear muffs.
Let's start the bidding for the hearing protection package. It is now open with 550,000. Do I hear 550,000 from anyone?
550,000.
Any increase on 550,000? 600,000. Anyone?
600,000.
Do I hear 700,000 from anyone? Anyone?
750,000.
Any advance on 750,000? Do I hear 800,000 from anyone? Nobody? No one? For the last time, 800,000. Going once? Going twice? Gone to the lady at the front. Ear protection package is now sold to Miss Catherine K. Linos. Bring it in. Thank you, Mr. Aldrin Ivan Linao, for selling us the ear protection package. Now, let's move on to the hand protection package. Let's call on Mr. Dewel Calao. Mr. Dewel Calao?
Potential hazards to hands and arms include skin absorption of harmful substances, chemical or thermal burns, chemical dangers, bruises, abrasions, cuts, punctures, fractures, or amputations.
In terms of personal protective equipment in hand protection, we have here the anti-vibration, chemical resistant, leather, palm fermentation resistant, heat resistant, and the cut resistant. Let's start the bidding for the hand protection. It is now open with 450,000 for hand protections. Do I hear 450,000 from anyone?
450,000.
Any increase on 450,000? 500,000? Anyone?
500,000.
Do I hear 600,000 from anyone? 600,000?
600,000.
750,000.
Any advance on 750,000? Do I hear 800,000 from anyone? Anyone? 800,000? No one? For the last time, 750,000. Going once, going twice. Again to the lady at the front row. And now, this item is sold for Miss Kathleen K. Linas. Bring it in. Thank you, Mr. Diwal Calao, for selling us the fifth item. Now, let's move on from second to the last. The sixth item in the sale is the foot and leg protection package. Let's hear in Mr. Aldrin Ivan Lingaw in selling us the sixth item.
Foot and leg protection can protect your workers from damage or injury to their feet that might occur when equipment rolls or pinches their feet, or heavy objects falls on their feet. It also protects them from sharp objects like broken glass or nails, molten metal splashing, electrical or chemical hazards, fire explosions, hot and wet surfaces, and slippery surfaces from oil or grease. Feet need protection for impacts, compression cuts, and punctures, chemicals, and temperature.
In terms of personal protective equipment, we have here the impacts, heat-resistant soles, metal shanks, and the specialty footwears.
These personal protective equipments for footwear pass the American standard for personal protection.
It is good protection against hazards. We have here the shoes with metal shoe cup that protects against knock and falling objects. Also, rubber shoes against chemical materials that is directed by the SDS. Let's start the bidding for the foot and leg protection. It is now open with 400,000 for foot and leg protections package. Do I hear 400,000 from anyone?
400,000.
Any increase on 400,000? 500,000.
500,000.
Do I hear 600,000 from anyone? Anyone?
600,000.
650,000.
Any advance on 650,000? Do I hear 700,000 from anyone? Anyone? No one? For the last time, 650,000. Going once, going twice, gone to the gentleman, and now this item, it is sold for Mr. Diwal Calao. Bring it in. Thank you, Mr. Aldrin Ivan Lingaw, for selling us the sixth item. Okay, now let's move on for our last item, the body protection. Let's call on Miss Kathleen K. Linas.
Today, when everyday clothes can protect your employees from workplace hazards, they might need body protections on the job. Some jobs require full body protection, while others require only special protective clothing for the parts of the body exposed to the possible injury.
In terms of personal protective equipment, we have here the laboratory coats, the overalls, vests, jackets, aprons, surgical gowns, and full body suits.
In choosing PPE for body protection, there are a lot of variety of materials effective against particular hazards. We have here the paper like fiber, wool and cotton, duck, leather, and rubber.
Let's start the bidding for our last item. It is now open with 650,000 for all types of body protection. Do I hear 650,000 from anyone?
650,000.
Any increase on 650,000? 700,000? Anyone?
700,000.
Do I hear 800,000 from anyone?
800,000.
Any advance on 850,000? Do I hear 900,000 from anyone? No one? For the last time, 850,000. Going once, going twice. Done to the gentleman in the middle row. And now, this final item this morning, it is sold for Mr. Mark Ivan Magnaya. Bring it in. That's all for today. Thank you for attending our action.